Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Very interesting. Well, this is rather worrisome, especially as we hear for some PDP members. And what do you make of the current situation where you do have your own party members in whom you look up to, especially the chieftains and the likes, canvassing and throwing support, especially to the current president for a second term?
You see, there was a popular aphorism that said, first they came for the capitalists, I didn't speak up. Next they came for the masses, I didn't speak up because I was the masses, blah, 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 blah. They now came for socialists until they came for me and there was no one to speak up. You see, this government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC has mastered the craft of weaponizing state institutions against perceived forces capable of challenging its authority and capable of throwing it out of power if they unite. So when you see senior opposition figures, so to speak, singing the lovely melodies and tunes that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his enablers want to hear, for the undiscerning mind, it creates a lot of tension and it creates a lot of fear. Well, for most of us who knows better, we know that these tunes and these melodies are only made for the entertainment of the president's ears and consumption only, because the right tunes that Nigerians want to play and Nigerians want to hear will be played during the ballots casting on COP 2027. So all of these are not things that hardened politicians should take to heart, because at the end of the day, if these people don't sing this tune and they don't survive till the next election, what will be the fate of their government? We saw what happened to Fubara. Heavens did not fall. All 8 out of 10 senior lawyers in this country, even the NBA, came outside to say, oh, illegality, oh, no. Where are we today?
Okay, so
we saw what the governor of Edo did with elected local government chairmen, and how he took councillors to run the 18 local government of the state. Till today, the Attorney General of the Federation that went to court to go and talk about local government autonomy, what has he said? What has he done? You see, this government, one has to learn how to survive with it without even becoming part of it. That is what I think these people are trying to do. But I know deep down, the most or one of the strongest PDP states in the history of this country since 1999 is Akwa Ibom State. And at any rate, is there any state the governor will just make a state declaration and he will say, oh, fellow citizens, on Friday or Saturday is poll, bath by 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., wear your shirt, queue up, go and vote for Mr. A or Mr. B. Are they zombies? Nigerians know what they want. The party itself knows what it's doing. So be rest assured,
okay,
this deal of endorsements, you will hear more. Jonathan had much more than this. Much more was done than this. But we saw what his own national chairman did to him when the elections came. So forget about this melodies that they are singing for Tinubu for them to survive.
Now, Mr. Osadolor, you said you dismissed the endorsement, saying at the end of the day, Governor Eno has just one vote. But for people watching out there, millions of Nigerians, they will think, you know, is there no internal mechanisms for party discipline within the People's Democratic Party? Are there no consequences for disloyalty in your party? And as your party lost control over its members, you see governors openly endorsing the ruling president. You've also seen serious anti-party activities by senior members of your party. Is there no disciplinary measures or consequences for disloyalty within the PDP?
in a very same climb, where the rule of law works, and people think naturally and rationally. Rationally. The truth is this: things like will be said to be anti-party, things like this will command the big stick be wielded, and things like this is a misnomer. But we live in a climate. If we not so okay, for political correctness and political righteousness, what Fubara said, let's stream aside. What the governor said, let's stream aside. If this president of Tinubu that has defied all legal was set up to run roughshod across board, if he says, oh, Governor, and I ever suspend you, sure, all the PDP members will not put Governor on our shoulders and want to say, no, you must finish your second tenure or you must finish your tenure. Just the way we have said Governor Fubara must finish his tenure. I have said political correctness, political smartness, and strategizing for tomorrow. They are all issues for different times. This is not the time to start saying, no, we must stand. This is time for us to dig deep and know how best to not only survive, but we must first survive to be able to take a decision on what to do with the president who come to 27. So first, I don't fancy these governors. These are adults, these are men with families, these are men with children, and these are men with responsibilities, speaking and singing tunes, discordant tunes at that. But at the end of the day, if they don't survive, will they be useful to the party? Will they be useful to the country? No. Emotions aside, this government does not understand the rule of law. This government has shown that it can do anything. The followers at the National Assembly, because I will not call them senators, the followers at the National Assembly has told us, Nigerians, that if this government even wants it, they will give it to him. Has Nigerians done anything about those comments by Akwa and his friends? Nobody has said anything about that. But that's a tool, that was an alarm that Nigerians should have taken seriously. Now, we are aware, when we had the likes of Justice Begori and Kutigi and all such on the bench, you are sure that if you go to court or you go to go to seek for reprieve at the judiciary, you know that these justices will speak fire to your case and say it as it is and go home. But I don't know. To start hearing of thousands of dollars, $300,000, $100,000, $1 million flying for senators, reps, and governorships, securing victories. Things are not the same. Time was when we had justices that we moved seconded to countries like Liberia and some other African countries because the integrity of our bar and bench and judiciary was top notch. Can we move seconded anybody not to a faith state like Sudan? They will not accept it because they will ask on which authority and which integrity will respond to their country. You will not wonder, you will not ask, those justices of yore, were they extraterrestrial human beings? No. It is the system that has bastardized these characters into what they have become today. So, my dear brother, I, Timothy Osadolor, I will not be a part of any NWC decision to sanction anybody because I know better and I know that when the time is right, we will sit down and collectively will send a message.
All right. Would you say that the party, the People's Democratic Party I'm speaking about here, has done enough to reconcile the grievances of members in the past? You recall that there have been several instances where members of the People's Democratic Party have voiced disagreements either with their voices or their actions. You remember the G5. Even in the most recent times, the Lagos State gubernatorial candidate for the People's Democratic Party also voiced his concern about how the party didn't stand behind him, of course, talking about Bode George openly supporting the Labour Party presidential candidate or Labour Party's candidate. So would you say that the People's Democratic Party has done enough by itself to reconcile the internal grievances within the party of members, past, present?
see, our Lord God, who created the heavens and the earth, even in his kingdom, there was a record that there was violence. So there was rebellion. So it means that there is no perfect system, either in heaven or on earth. Yes, I know the PDP has made myriads of mistakes. And I can also tell you, so long as an institution peopled by people, we are still prone to make more mistakes. The only thing we will do is to make all conscious efforts not to make mistakes that are avoidable and mistakes that will cost us our reputation. You see, when the likes and characters of Jaidon or Jaidon, that Lagos governorship candidate first emerged, some of us were not fooled by the paparazzi around him and those that tried to polish him and sell him. But you always hear party is supreme, party is supreme. He was trying to blame the elder statesman, a body judge, who had not hold brief for in any way. But the question should be, what did he do to help the party and to help himself? Did he win his polling unit? Did he win his local government? Did he win his ward? That's a man who wants to be governor of Lagos State. The party machinery in the state that he became leader of automatically by being governorship candidate, which is the convention of the party. What did he do to energize that platform that he met? The way he emerged through a whole lot of discord into the party in the state, what did he do to reconcile? The young man that was supposed to be to deputize him, who was made to step down for him, what did he do? He threw him overboard for an entertainer that he said, oh, we bring Nollywood votes. I don't know how many people watch Nollywood, but I know that 80% of those who watch Nollywood do it for entertainment. I will not want those characters. And with all respect, due respect to everybody there, we may not want most of them to decide their future. So the truth is this. Yes, there are seeming discord in the PDP. We made mention of the G5. It did affect the electoral fortunes of the party. Yes. But I think the party has gone far above that point now. Where is the G5 today? Today we have a Governor Sheyi who has not only returned, but who was one of the most strongest members of the G5 then, though. Because amongst all the G5 members, aside Governor Wike and Governor Sheyi, the many three were just let's be five, let's call them and join us. These are people who could never win senatorial elections in their states, even as sitting incumbent governors. Governor Tom lost woefully his senatorial ambition. Governor, the one from Enugu, lost his senatorial ambition. Ikmi Azu, the one that did 5 shoes and took people to China to bring 5 shoes, he lost his senatorial ambition. Today, where are they in the history of their, in the politics of their states? They are not forces or names you can even use to look for councillorship.
All right,
that is because.
All right, let's come in now. I mean, we've talked about the challenges in the party and so on. Let's address the youth in the party. I mean, you're a national youth leader. Can you share with us here? And would like if your comments can also be very brief, so that we can get some more out of this interview, please. Could you share with us if the youths still have confidence in the Atiku-led, bid to become the presidential candidate of PDP? Do the youth arm, do they still have, trust in that same process, or are they looking to, look for someone else? That's one question I want us to touch on now. Let's focus on the youth and also the aspect of the entire party.
First and foremost, the PDP youths, we must commend them. It's not easy playing opposition for 8 years and running. Yes, along the line of these 8 years, many are about to get tired, many are about to be weary, and many are about to be nervous. But the truth is this: we believe in our hearts that the leadership of the party will not disappoint in taking its decision when it comes to who the flag bearer of the party is. The mandate of the party is not built around Atiku Abubakar or any individual. So what happens is that it is when you go for primaries, the delegates from the 36 states, including the FCT, endorses a particular person via voting. It is that person that emerges that becomes the standard bearer of the party. So the youth wing, the women wing, and the support groups of the party has no choice then, therefore, but to keep behind the position of the flag bearer and go to all nooks and kind of the country to market it. Yes, there's some certain youths particularly are not so keen on the Atiku Abubakar experiment anymore. But again, like I started with, it is not about an Atiku, it's about the PDP. So if the PDP present an Atiku, even when you are not happy or I'm happy, it's immaterial. We now have a duty to go and market and deliver the candidate of our party, and PDP youth will rise to the occasion.
Okay.
Now, there's been, speculations, rumors, whatever you call it, in the grapevine, saying that the PDP is about to implode. There are rumors of the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oborevori, Governor Peter Mba, and even Governor Eno and Governor Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State are rumored to be moving to the APC. Have you heard anything of such, and how credible? They say there's no smoke without a fire. And people have said we've seen a lot of state capture in this administration. What do you make of this? Have you heard anything about this rumored move to the APC by PDP heavyweights?
First and foremost, we must give PDP her flowers. PDP is the only guy standing in the past 25 years on the political horizon of Nigeria. All other political parties share less than 10 years of political existence. The PDP is doing 26 years of its existence this year. So we must first acknowledge the fact that PDP has come a long way. This is a party that has seen presidents, not governors, presidents. In fact, one of the biggest and most successful presidents in the history of Nigeria, of the PDP extraction, General Olusegun Obasanjo, has formally declared from this party. This party did not implode. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has defected from this party with 7 prominent figures, including Governor Amechi, Governor Bukola Saraki, and all others. The then G7. This party did not implode. We saw a G5 that formerly worked against this party. Party did not implode. So rumors of implosion will always be there, but I can tell you for free. Nothing will happen. PDP is like Rock of Gibraltar, where the sea waves will come and hit and will go back. Will still be there.
All right. As we wrap up the conversation, again, I want to bring you back to the talks of merger. There are no confirmed reports about the possibility of a merger, but there are members of your party who believe that a merger should happen if the PDP will be able to stand as a formidable opposition in order to overthrow the All Progressives Congress at the next elections. Do you share the same sentiment, or you're completely against the possibility of a merger?
I share the belief deep in my heart that one single individual, one single party, one single character cannot defeat the machinery the APC has turned has turned itself into. You need a broad coalition. Then if a merger wants to take place, fine. But you need a coalition of leading opposition figures to come together and agree that, guys, we must work together to be able to wrestle power. Then if a merger wants to take place, all the more, all the better. But to say one political party wants to go it solo, then you must not only make that statement, you must go to the 734 local governments of this country and do mass sensitization and mobilization of voters. Because recall, sir and madam, the last election, less than 30% of the total registered voters of this country participated. So the remaining 70%, if any party can get 20% of those voters to itself, or even 25% of those voters to itself, that party can win. But with the current state of things and the voter apathy amongst Nigerians, who tells you their vote will not count, who tells you, oh, look at what happened in Edo, look at what happened in Ondo, I don't want to go and vote, my vote will not count. With the more voter apathy in the system, it makes room for rigging very, very easy. If voters turn out en masse to insist and vote, rigging will not be there. Then these talks of merger may not be there, because Nigerians will vote and they will vote along their preferences. But until such a time, with those that are already traditional voters, I believe a coalition of the dividing figures, which is the leaders that they have divided them into small units, they must coalesce so that you can have a block vote big enough to kick out this current system.
All right. I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Osadolor, for speaking with us. And we look forward to have you again. Maybe this time we'll be taking a look at a different angle. And hopefully, like you've also said, nothing will happen. That's got to do with those who are in your party. But for us here, we'll be waiting to see if nothing would really happen.
Keep watching.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for joining us, all right?